Okay, so here we are. Just to remind you, the issue around the competition that we're having for the where you can get to spend some time at the Quanto Private Game Reserve. That comes up around 9:45. So do not miss that. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to advancing your chances of winning. But even if you haven't participated, to learn about your general knowledge. I mean, yesterday's question was interesting. One of them, like, what are the corporate colors of Salam Media? And I found it fascinating that some of the listeners were battling to understand it. But I mean, that's the point. You always learn, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Let's pick up on another really important issue. There are South African students, around 50 students, who are studying in Turkey, and that's great. They were given a scholarship to study there, which is even better, which is fantastic, because I certainly believe in what I call lobby for one, and you try and open the doors for South Africans to develop excellence in their lives so they can contribute to our country. It has a bit of a twist when you understand that there's some problems with the funding for these students, and there's a bigger twist to the story when you understand that the sponsor is a foundation in the name of Ace Magashule. Now, he would be anonymous if he was not the Secretary General of the African National Congress, so he holds an important position with the ruling party, but I understand this is from his foundation. Now, there's some things, to borrow a very political phrase, we need to connect the dots here. What exactly is going on? So let's find out with Kagiso Takaru, who's on the line. Kagiso, appreciate you chatting to us from Turkey. Thanks for your time.
Hello, Ashraf. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So tell me firstly, where are you in Turkey?
I'm based in Istanbul, Beşiktaş.
Okay, near the football stadium, and I certainly have been there, very, very close by to that, so I can picture exactly where you are, right? Now, you and the other students are studying at a university there. Tell me the university, and tell me what's happened. Understand that things are not that straightforward.
The first academic year, because we came here about approximately 50 students under the Ace Magashule Foundation. So we got here last year, and every academic year starts September or October. So we are on our second year. We did our first year in Beşiktaş University, and right now we are going to be moved to other universities. Approximately half of the students, are remaining at the same university that we're at. So they is being moved to different universities. I honestly don't know the reason why. I don't know if it's financial implications or the foundation lack communication with the students. So we're not sure why the others are remaining, why the others are now. We're going to start the school. I also want to emphasize that the schools have opened, the classes have started, and we are missing out on their schoolwork because they're busy with the registration at the other universities. We don't know how long that process is going to take. So we're just here looking at other students attending school, but we are not attending. It's been 2 weeks. We are not attending anything. We are falling behind with schoolwork, and then they move. We also going to have to move from our current dormitories and then move to those dormitories near the school, which is going.
Okay, so help me understand this part, right? So you're saying some of the students were moved away from the university to another university. You still remain at the original university, which is called the Bahçeşehir University, so near Beşiktaş. But you're saying you've not been able to register. So what's the reason why you can't register?
It's because of lack of payment from the previous university. Like, we can't register now because we still owe the school. Like, on the system, when you try to log in and do whatever, or get an official transcript that you can use and prove that this is me, I studied at Bashishi, this is my official transcript. I can't even access that. It says there's still an outstanding payment that needs to be done to the school.
Okay, and the original funding for all the students, including yourself, has come from the Ace Magashule Foundation, yeah?
Yes, so I assume those who remained at BAU, maybe they've paid for them. I don't know. But okay. For the rest of us who are moving on to the other universities, we can't access the school system. We can't register at the Bashishi University. we are not students there anymore.
Okay. Now I would take it at the time that you were accepted and the Ace Magashule Foundation funded all of you a year ago, there had to be a contact person, there had to be a procedure. So your go-to person would be that person, isn't it? Via email, via connection to say, what has happened around this? Do I take it that you followed that line?
Yes, we do have a contact person. We don't speak to Mr. Ace Magashule himself because we understand that he's a busy man, he's an SG of the country. So we do have a contact person that we communicate with every now and then. But right now is a very critical time. We need a daily update of what's going on. It's like we're not giving something straight. Even to be given the names of the university was a struggle. We only knew about that last week Monday. But this is the university that you're going to be transferred to. We don't even know if it's globally recognized like Bashishi University. We don't know the quality of education if it's as good as Bashishi University. We honestly don't want to move from Bashishi University. We want to remain there. We are good students. We are passing. We also need to I want to feel like I don't want to be treated unfairly like the other students. They are remaining now, but we don't want to move. We don't know the reason. Like, why
but here's the thing. You said you've been communicating. So who's the person you've been communicating with from South Africa? And when was the last time you have spoken to them?
The person we communicate with is called Giovanni. And the last time she gave us an update about our move was last week sometime during the week. And another issue is we're gonna move to the other dormitories. So the other problem is for us to move to the other dormitories, they require a COVID test to show that we don't have COVID. That requires money. We don't have that kind of money. So I don't know if that's the reason that's holding the process of why can't we move already, because the classes have started. We're falling behind. We need to go back to school. So we don't have COVID test.
So what do you feel? What do you feel at this point in time? What are your feelings like?
I'm very frustrated. This thing is gonna affect our studies. We are gonna get depressed because of what's going on. It's very frustrating, especially if you see your fellow roommate is attending class, but when you're not doing anything. So we are very falling behind. And then who are they gonna blame? You failed because you didn't pass, or you failed because this foundation delayed the process. Been on school holidays for over 3 months. They could have done that process of moving us during that time. Not done on the very last minute.
Okay. So, and you say
just a couple of weeks ago, we've been on school holiday for over 3 months.
All right, Kagiso, you said you've tried to speak to Giovanni, but you haven't spoken to her for over like a week and a half, and everything is in the dark, right? So I was going to say to you, if you could talk to her, what would you tell her? But what I'm going to rather do is, if you could talk to Ace Magashule, what would you tell him? So I tell you what, we've got him on the line, okay? So not only is the Secretary General of the ANC, but very importantly, the foundation bears his name, okay? So we do have on the line that Ace Magashule. Good chatting to you, and thanks for your time.
Hello, my brother.
I'm good talking to you, and thank you for your time. I take it you've been listening to Kagiso Takadu, South African student who's been funded by your foundation, who's now stranded because of non-payments. Perhaps just stay on hold. Kagiso, maybe put one question through to the SG or the head of the foundation. You can talk to him directly.
Do you want me to talk?
I want Kagiso just to ask you one thing, and then you can respond. Kagiso, go ahead.
Yes, Kagiso. Good morning.
Morning, Kagiso. Go ahead. Okay, I'm not too sure if Kagiso can hear me. If you can hear me, please just give me a thumbs up. If you can't, we're just going to move ahead in the meantime. So we're just going to put Kagiso on hold for now. Let's get back to Ace Magashule. So you've heard some of the testimony of Kagiso speaking on behalf of other people. That is a big concern with an organization that bears your name. What's your response to that?
No. What I usually do, I have relations with universities internationally and locally, and I always facilitate bursaries for such students. And that's what we have done because of our relationship with Turkey universities. We have committed that we will pay. We have not yet paid. Because we rely on people who can actually afford to pay. And I have talked to the Turkish government. They have found some people, and that's why the private universities are very expensive. And then the government has suggested that maybe some of the students who can still move to public universities must do so. If they are doing first year, they have passed well, they will go for second year. And the government through Marif Foundation, the Turkish Foundation will then also take care of some of their tuition fees.
Okay, but the reality at this point in time, do I take it that last year's fees were not paid, right? And that's why they're stranded right now.
But there is an arrangement between me and the universities. And there is no problem about it. There's no problem.
Okay, but with respect, there has to be a problem. We've lost Kagiso for now because of Wi-Fi connection, but she's saying she's stranded. They have to register at a different university, and she can't.
This week. They will be registering this week. They will continue their studies. A lot of them have finished because they were funded by government. These ones are not funded by government. These are students who picked up on the streets as we were moving around the country.
Okay, so I understand that. I mean, and I mean, that's great. Normally funding can come from private supporters of your foundation, South Africa. It can be Turkish people, as you've mentioned. It doesn't really matter where the money comes from, right? But I'm saying to you, at this point in time, you're saying next week it'll be sorted out. I'm saying to you, we've just heard...
They will register. We're not going to have to pay the money. They will be registered. We have made arrangements with the university.
Okay, but she's saying she doesn't know that at the moment. She's got no documentation from your foundation to say it's all okay.
It's not my foundation. I am communicating with universities as a person, and we will actually deal with this. I'm dealing with the university, and the university will let them know.
All right, I hear you, and I think it's great that they can be sorted out. All I'm trying to understand, and my voice represents the voice of the people here. All I can see is a frustrated, not one South African student, many South Africans in Turkey. They are still
at university, my brother. They are not that frustrated. They are still at various universities, and they will be registered. I think it's only Magashule University which must register them this week.
Okay, then let me put you on hold. I think Kagiso is back on the line. Kagiso, can you hear us? Yeah? Kagiso, if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up, right? I think she's okay. You've heard...
The speech, the mic is being very...
Can you hear me, Kagiso?
I didn't hear very...
Okay, let me repeat it. Kagiso, Secretary General of the ANC, Ace Magashule, heading up the Ace Magashule Foundation, saying that the monies will be sorted out, and even if it's not paid, you will be registered next week. And he doesn't believe you will be frustrated, or you are not frustrated. Now, I'm suggesting you are frustrated. So perhaps tell Ace Magashule directly, what is your state of mind and the state of mind of the students like you right now? Let me get Kagiso to respond. Kagiso, go ahead.
I know the students want to register because they don't know whether they will be registered.
Okay, but I want Kagiso, if you can, Kagiso, I can hear you now. Can you respond directly to Ace Magashule suggesting that the issue will be resolved next week and you would be able to register? And I'm saying that you are frustrated. Kagiso, can you respond to that? Are you frustrated or you're not?
So
Kagiso, go ahead.
The AC promises that by next week will be sorted out with the registrations. Am I hearing that correctly?
Yes, you are.
Yes, Kagiso, you will be. We just had some challenges. But I think we're sorting out everything. I've communicated with the universities and the Marif Foundation in Turkey. And DeFi is also assisting there in Turkey. The company DeFi.
Can you kindly also state out why out of Bashishi University? We don't know why.
No,
why are we moving from the university?
No, we're moving some.
Appreciate it. We still in Bao.
We are moving not all, but some, because the public universities are going to be sponsored by the Turkish government or the Marie Foundation in Turkey. And then the BAU will continue with those who will remain at BAU. So it's not everybody, because we still have a relationship with BAU University. So your things will be sorted, I can assure you.
Ace, can you give them a letter? I mean, the students will want documentation to confirm that, and it appears from Kagiso's side they don't have any communication.
I also want something about the stipends. The stipends that we are getting, they are not covering all of our needs. As here at the dormitory, they don't provide food for us. They only provide us. So instead of the foundation at least increasing the stipends, they are reducing the stipends. Why can't we get the same cost money every month on the very first of the month every month? Needing the stipends.
No, remember you're not. Remember, Kagiso, you're not funded by government. Some of the students there are students who are funded by government. So your team, your group is not funded by any government. We rely on ourselves. I also contribute as a person to every student. So it's not some money we get from somewhere. We get money from ourselves.
All right, but if I can do this, and I'll go back to you, SG. But wait, let me just pick up on this one here. Can you? I'm directing it once again to Ace Magashule. Can you ensure not only will it be sorted out next week, but that every one of the students will get a letter, an email, confirming that, ceasing the university, but coming in from your side, because without that, they're still going to be left unassured. Can you do that?
I will do that, my brother.
Okay. Kagiso, can we, did you hear that, Kagiso, that you will get a letter from the office of Ace Magashule? When can we get that done, SG?
You'll get it from myself. You'll get it by this weekend.
Okay, by the weekend, right? Kagiso, anything you want to say?
I think it would also be good for the SG to just check up on your students. Sometimes we are very frustrated.
Yeah?
We need assurance from you. We understand that you are a very busy man, but sometimes we just need to hear your voice to say everything is going to be okay. I promise you this is going to happen, and we can't be like, we need to talk to you sometime. Like, I think the administrative work of the foundation, it's not exactly up to standards. Sometimes it's the lack of communication. We are not being told anything. We don't get informed about things. So I think it's very important to check on us sometimes in Jehor. Are you still okay in Turkey?
Okay.
We also have the medical insurance. The children has been getting sick, going to the hospital, and the manager of the dormitory help us to pay the medical bills, because
all right. Can you respond to that, SG? I mean, the issue of a lack of communication. Can you respond to that? I mean, it's a huge concern.
I will deal with that. I will have a dedicated person and will assist. And I'm sure even your station can assist us to fund the students. I'm sure as the station, as South Africans, will also be concerned that we have many students who have to study. This is not the only group. There is a group of students in Cuba. Fortunately, they have full scholarship. They only need stipends. So, yeah, Kagiso, I think I've heard you and we'll communicate.
Okay, but let me ask you this, the last thing. Why has there been a breakdown in communication up to now, Ace? I mean, surely it's a big concern. I understand you're going to fix it, but why has there been
communication? There has been communication, I'm told, via whatever groups, and I've been communicating with the university myself.
But I'm talking about with the students. Who's your contact person, your liaison with the students directly?
Yeah, there is a person we are going to allocate to deal with students. It was Giovanni.
Okay.
And this is the person who took the students to Turkey. When they flew out of the country, he flew down to Turkey with them.
Okay. Kagiso, anything else you want to say in conclusion?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Anything else you want to say as a
Yes,
final
I do
word?
have something to say. As much as the challenges we are facing, we are very grateful to Ndade for helping us to give us this quite a big opportunity for coming here. But however, those challenges we just like to keep contact, to be informed about what is going on. We have other students who have been evicted from the dormitories, and they are girls. They are out there. I don't know what's going to happen to them so that they can move back to the dormitories. I don't know if
Okay.
SG is aware of the situation or what.
Are you aware of it?
Of the situation, I've communicated with everybody, including the university. That's why we want some of the students to go and stay at the university residence.
Okay. Let us leave it.
Just relax. I'm communicating. I will communicate with Kagiso by the end of the week.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I think from our point of view at Salam Media, I think it's important that whatever's communicated there, we know what's happening, because we need to share that story. Absolutely. Yeah.
I'll keep in touch with you, Ponti, with Ponti and yourself.
Okay.
And thanks for raising the issues which affect young people. I think education is my passion, and whatever I can do, I will always make my own personal contribution.
I understand it. I think that is appreciated. Just a quick thing here. I mean, in the midst of all the busyness that you have, there's been a call for you to step down as the SG of the ANC, and it's come from supporters within the Free State. I mean, that could be one of the things that will keep you busy. What is your response to that?
No, those are people who are angry comrades. They know that they have been doing work in the Free State themselves, and they are trying to attract attention, because I'm not dealing with any government procurement. I don't have anything to do those. And those are not really members of the ANC, except few of them yesterday. Just seen how they feel, and I've never dealt with any procurement issues in the Free State whilst I was premier.
Okay.
So,
I mean, you do know, and I think it's a big concern, because the reality is, as the ruling party, you're the ANC is a very important party in South Africa. So when things go wrong in the ANC, things go wrong in the country, right? So, I mean, you're very clear. You have not engaged in any acts of illegal activity. I mean, you want to just say that once again, that you're emphatic about that? Yeah.
Yes, I haven't.
Okay. And yet, I think you were clear the other day that there was an attempt to stage manage your arrest, and you've said, well, let me know that if I'm going to be arrested, and that's for alleged corruption issues. So what has happened around that?
No, I don't think, I think the interview today was about this, and I've talked about this later. I've left everything to law enforcement agencies. I'm a South African, I'm a law-abiding citizen, and ANC matters are raised internally, so I will encourage people to raise their matters internally. If people know about any crime and criminality, we have encouraged people all the time to report criminality, because if you know of an offense and you don't report it, you are actually committing crime yourself.
Well, I think that's the way to end it. You're right. If that's the case, we all become complicit in the crime. So either way, crime undermines South Africa's nation-building exercises. Thank you for your time for now. The Secretary General of the African National Congress, Ace Magashule, also head of the Ace Magashule Foundation. Appreciate your time as well. Kagiso Takano, speaking to us from...
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Kagiso Takano speaking to us from Turkey, in fact, at the Bahçeşehir University out near Beşiktaş. But again, many South African students who were sent these bursaries to study there now having problems around finances. Ace Magashule very clear that by next week that the commitment for them to register once again will be in place. I would suggest certainly from Ponti's side at Salam Media, we will keep on top of that story, even when I'm not here, that we need to find out exactly what it is. Well, I'll tell you what, it's competition time, and it comes up next.
After all the